We're back at Squaw Valley, and the women skiers are climbing the peak and getting ready for their first run. Kim, let's go ahead and recap their competition so far.
Jill Sickles Matlock was the 1994 U.S. Extreme Skiing Champion. Originally from New England, Jill's forte is hard snow conditions, and she skied conservatively in her first 2 runs in the fresh snow and foreign terrain of Squaw Valley. Emily Hart, on the other hand, is a Squaw Valley local. A snowcat driver for the resort, she knows this mountain. Emily has an extensive ski racing background. Her quick feet, precise control, and consistency propelled her into the lead after 2 days of competition. Another skier with a home court advantage is Astrid Walty. Astrid is a ski model and aspiring stunt woman. After a poor first day, Astrid used speed as her friend and put down an aggressive second run to bring herself back into contention. The 1992 New Zealand Extreme Skiing Champion, Kirsten Kremer, is the wild card of the women's field, the only woman to risk the large air of the men. After landing dangerous jumps on the second day, Kremer seemed to lose concentration on the lower part of the course. 2 tumbles, dropping her down in the standings. Going into this final day, Emily Hart holds down first place, but all 4 competitors still have a real chance of winning this.
Here are our final 4 women on top at Granite Chief Peak. And this competition is still up for grabs, isn't it, Kim?
It is. It's real close. In first place right now is Emily Hart. Emily is an excellent skier, a strong racing background, and charging right down. Hits a rock right there, but doesn't seem to have much problem.
Looked like she lost her pole there for a second, Kim.
She did lose her pole, but boy, is she well balanced. She lost her pole, she hit a rock, and just continues to charge down the hill.
Let's see the slow-mo on that top section.
Right here you can see how quickly Emily gets her skis around, doesn't hesitate at all between turns. And if we could stop it, see her hands right out in front. That's how she's able to bounce from turn to turn and not get into trouble.
Well, here are her scores, and you're right. Technique is really the score that's carrying her down the hill here. That should keep her right up toward the top of the lead. But here comes Astrid Walty in second place.
Astrid's a ski model in the Tahoe area and spends a lot of time on this hill coaching the Mighty Mites, which is the 10 and under program. She's setting up for air. Nice job. Really good air, but getting into trouble, boy, in the back seat and bouncing around.
Let's get back up and see that top section, Kim.
Astrid's skiing real aggressively here. I'm impressed with her skiing. She's in the top part, well balanced, looking ahead, reaching down the hill with her hands. Big air, nice landing, well balanced. It's here that she gets in trouble, in the back seat. See where her hands are?
Well, she's down there with her kids, and they're congratulating her. That was a pretty solid run for Astrid, all in all. Let's see what the judges give her. Well, a little less than Emily, and you're right, she did get hurt on the technique, but that should keep her in the competition anyway. Here's Jill Sickles Matlock. She's the 1994 U.S. Extreme Ski Champion.
Jill grew up ski racing back east, and she's a real technician, good on hard snow, but tends to be a bit conservative. She's not real good at letting it all hang out like Astrid just did. Little bit of an error, not as big as Astrid, but does have good control and a nice technique down here in this softer snow.
Unfortunately, I think she had to be a little more aggressive, don't you, Kim, in order to catch the leaders?
I think so, Chaco.
Here's Kirsten Kremer on top, waiting for her run. Now, here's a woman who can launch some big airs. And here's the scores for Jill Sickles Matlock. Pretty strong all the way through, although the low aggressive run did hurt her. Kirsten Kremer is ready. Just a moment ago, she talked to our top cameraman.
Well, you know, I was going to go with the more technical run at first, but I did hike all the way up here, and I do like to catch air, so I think I'm going to have to go with that.
We just got word from the starter that she's heading for the big rock.
Oh, my goodness.
Big air! Look at that! It's the biggest air I've seen in this competition. She's taking a tumble now. Oh, my God, Chaco, can you believe what she just did?
It looks like she's okay, Kim, and I'll tell you, my heart was in my throat on that one.
It's so good to see her skiing down the hill now, Chaco.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen, Kim.
I can't say that that's the most responsible thing I've ever seen a skier do, but luckily for all of us, Kirsten's okay. Let's take a look at it again. She drops in here, she scrubs a little bit of speed, and it looks like she's kind of behind. You can see her weight is behind center before she goes off this rock. Now in the air, she's not composed at all. Legs are extended and arms are flailing. Regardless of how well you jump in air that big, it's going to be difficult to land on your feet and ski out of it.
That's unbelievable.
Absolutely ridiculous, and she's crazy, but an extreme skier she is, a wild woman, and lucky for all of us, Kirsten's okay.
I think the judges' scores are about ready to pop up. Let's see what they thought of that wild maneuver.
That very high score is a 9.0 on aggressiveness for Kirsten Kremer, but she did get hurt on control and fluidity. I'm glad to see that from the judges. A 32.2 is her total score.
There's our women's scores after the third run. Hart adding to her lead, but Walty still with a real shot at catching her. The men's skiers are next, but first let's take a moment to recap their last 2 days of competition. Squaw Valley's own Dean Conway was the men's skiing favorite, a past U.S. champion and one of the most consistent extreme performers of the 90s. Conway's first run was textbook extreme skiing, powerful turns and air, putting him solidly into first place. He started day 2 right where he had left off, flashing the hard pack at the top of Cornice 2 and launching more hospital air. But when the smoke cleared, Conway had blown out of his binding and blown himself out of the lead. Colorado's Justin Patnote was the overall Extreme Tour champion in 1993 and another pre-contest favorite. Unfortunately for Justin, the soft snow at the bottom of the fingers swallowed his first big jump. Although Justin hatched himself out of the powder, the fall cost him guide in the points. But Patnote came roaring back on the second day of competition, showing the balance, air sense, and control which has made him one of the top professional mogul skiers in the country. Scott Harrington has also combined successful mogul and extreme careers. He lived up to his nickname, Skyman, with his first jump through the fingers, while his acrobatic ability saved him in the changeable snow near the bottom of the course. A solid second day of air and clip threading put Harrington into 7th place. The big snow conditions proved ideal for big air specialist Curtis Worsfold. Worsfold grew up skiing at a 200 vertical foot mountain in upstate New York, and he seemed determined to fly farther than that with every run at Squaw Valley. Pulling off powerful landings, Worsfold scored massive aggressive points. Ex-racer John Kanarowski took a completely different tack, using a strong, precise style to rip risky but mistake-free runs through the cliff bands and changeable snow of the first 2 days. Bear Valley, California's John Dill also wowed the judges with his bulletproof technical prowess. A one-time top 10 collegiate slalom racer, Dill attacked every run with speed, confidence, and hardly a bobble, riding high technical and control scores into the finals. So here's our standings at the moment. Worsfold is holding down first place, but any mistakes by the leaders will throw this contest wide open. Dean Conway's on course, and he needs a near-perfect run to pull himself back into contention. Looks like he's in full attack mode off this jump.
Very nice landing, right on his feet. And another one.
Oh!
Whoa, that one is way in the back seat.
Came up like a jackrabbit, Kim. I want to get back up and see that again in slow-mo. Can we get back up there?
Here we go. This first air, Chaco, is really nice and clean. Just pinpoint landing on both feet. Bangs out his next turn. This second air, though, really pushes him back, and you can see his feet are almost over his head as he lands.
Kim, you wouldn't want to land that second jump in hard snow.
No, you wouldn't, Chaco, and you can see here with Dean's scores, he did get hurt on control with a 35.6 overall.
Hey, speaking of technique, next in the gate is Dan Whitman, our only telemark competitor out here. You got to be strong to pull that off.
He's entering the same area that Dean did, not going for as much air, but look at that nice, solid technique. Hands out in front, the free heel you can see, skiing through some heavy-duty avalanche debris here and not having any problems at all.
Boy, that is so impressive, Kim.
I'm not a judge, Chaco, but I would say this is going to be one of the best runs of the day. As we look at it in slow motion, See how in control he is? Nothing's flying around. He catches this air, lands right in the center of his skis. That was absolutely a beautiful run.
Well, listen to that crowd. I'll tell you, they definitely get up for Whitman.
And there they are, high scores on both control and technique.
We have to take a break, but we have the Extreme Choir to serenade us to commercial.
The ski patrol is on the loose. The ski patrol is on the loose. They ski just like Mother Goose. They ski just like Mother Goose. If you touch, you will pay. If you touch, you will pay. They will take your pass away. They will take your pass away.
Southwest Airlines is proud to present Fun Pack ski vacations to New Mexico, Colorado, Nevada, and Utah. Packages include round-trip airfare, 2 nights hotel accommodations, rental car or transfers, and lift tickets. But not lessons. Fun Pack vacations from the low-fare airline.
Too much of life is based on limitations. At Atomic Ski, we encourage you to break down the barriers and experience the possibilities. Break down the barriers. Local Atomic dealer.